Hi, everybody. This is Tammy Van Hollander of Mainline Play Therapy. I have not done a video in a while, but 336 days ago, I did day one of Tele-Play therapy. And I am reflecting on that time and hoping all of you could relate. And I thought I would make a list of looking at the unfortunately's and the fortunately's. I did in one of my videos, one of my favorite interventions that many people have done for years. It is not mine, of unfortunately and fortunately, and how are we able to look at the two. So I thought today, on day 336, I would give you some of my reflections and see if you could all relate. The good news and the big fortunately is that 2020 is almost done. We are getting through 2020 and it is almost 2021 with lots of good vibes for 2021. So unfortunately, missing face-to-face contact with our kids, actually being live in the playroom with them, the smell, the touch, all of those sensory pieces that we are not getting when we are doing telehealth. Just missing the healing presence of the playroom in general. I've been doing more work at home than in the playroom. So feeling a little bit more stuck at home, wanting to get a little more fresh air and to get out. Regular motion sickness. So for all of you who I suggested to do scavenger hunts, I apologize. Although the kids love scavenger hunts, we all know the motion sickness when we are doing therapy with little kiddos and they have their computers or their iPhones and their iPads and they're walking you up and down the steps and through the whole house. You can get a little bit dizzy from it. We know that there's escalated anxiety amongst our clients, grief and loss. Most importantly, our own check-ins, our own self-awareness that there could be more stress, more anxiety, more grief, and more loss for us individually. And we really need to be aware of that, and we need to be looking at that piece. Now that we're almost going through a second wave for some people, that's been like a lockdown, it seems like people forget what happened in March and are forgetting all the activities that they've done and wanting to revisit that again. Especially, I'm hearing that from parents who had all these creative ideas after being home for a while. But when they came back to being home, it got a little trickier and they forgot some of those things. I'm really missing that I had to cancel so many live trainings. I was traveling all over internationally to be training, and hopefully I will be doing that next year. Parents have had a tough job of balancing work, home, and now being teachers. It's been a big, unfortunately. I am really missing my sand tray work. You all know that I have a love for sand therapy, and although I'm doing some of it virtually and the kids are able to pick up the miniatures, it's not the same. And a big one, computer fatigue and body fatigue. We just feel it, the amount of energy of looking into the camera and doing the work is very different than when we are interactive with the kids in the playroom. So let's talk about fortunatelys. I'm sure you have a lot more unfortunatelys and you can feel free to add them. These are just some top ones. I'm looking there that I have two number 8s. So fortunately, play therapy works even in telehealth. Play therapy has been so healing and so much healing has been done during this time. And I have been so busy with clients and they're doing their work. They're doing their play. They're doing what they need to do. We can still have meaningful healing relationships with families and our colleagues. We get an inside look into our clients' homes. So right now, with it being the holidays, many of the kids are showing me their Christmas decorations and so many things that are so special to them that are in their homes that I would have never seen if they were with me in my playroom. More time to be creative. This has been a time for many of us who are really pushing ourselves outside of the box. We're doing things we've never done before, and we have more creative projects. I have done more telehealth online trainings than I ever thought that I would be able to do online. My greatness sticks now have been developed into greatness cards that should be coming anytime. So these are all new things, and I don't know if I would have done them if I didn't have some of the downtime. So think about what sparked your creativity, and what are some of the things that you did during this time that you may not have done if we didn't go through this time. I certainly think a pro is that we can roll out of bed and go to work. I can't believe I'm sharing this with you, but even in between clients, I was able to dye my hair, dry it, and still come back to session. I couldn't do that if I was in my playroom. More time with our family. So there is more time that we're at home. So we're seeing more of our family members and more grateful for that. The amount of gratitude for what 2020 has put us through really has to be honored and has to be celebrated. It's been a big time of reflection, gratitude, and compassion. Let's take a moment and really breathe that in, that this has really been a reset for, I'm going to repeat, reflection, gratitude, and compassion. We get to continue what we love to do, although we may not be in the playroom or whatever type of therapy or work you are doing. We can still have that connection, and we're still able to do what fills our hearts with joy. And most importantly, that we have learned so much. What I have said before, that we have just been pushed, and the amount that I have learned through this experience. During this time, I have moved into a new home. There have been transitions of my kids, of my son finally heading off to college. So many things. So I really want you all to take some time to reflect. What are your unfortunate leaves? And what are your fortunate leaves? What are you looking forward to for 2020? And feel free to leave a comment below. We are all in this together, and the more that we could hear from each other, the better. So wishing all of you the very best, and congrats for almost getting through 2020. Take care, everybody. And feel free to visit me at mainlineplaytherapy.com.